Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video we're gonna create the info component, and inside the info component we're gonna render the cards. So we create the cards there, then we're gonna render the data from our file where we have our data, and we're gonna use context API, of course, to get the data. Let's start it. Open our project, and guys, yes, I forget, and when we create the navbar, I forget to create the hamburger bottom like an original. No, we can open, close it in here, and our project, we can do that. Let's fix it. So to do this, let's open our app CSS, and we're gonna change some rules for our class navbar toggler, and we're gonna change focus to outline none, and navbar toggler border none. Let's save it. Yep, it's disappeared. Now we need to create the white hamburger, and we're gonna use font awesome to do this. So let's close the app CSS. Let's open our navbar. It's in layout, and we're gonna change this span. So let's delete this, and let's close the span. And inside this span, we're gonna add the icon. It's gonna have class has for bars, and we're gonna give a style. Style is gonna be white, color white. Let's save it. Yep, but when we press, it doesn't work, as we not import the bootstrap JavaScript. To do this, we need to open our public index, and down here let's comment it bootstrap. And let's open bootstrap. Let's open this one. Documentation, we have JS. Let's copy it. Okay, let's close. We don't need it anymore. Let's minimize, and we're gonna put in here. Let's save, and let's try. Yep, it's working. Home, news, contact us. Yeah. Alright, guys, so let me explain a little bit, guys who don't know what is context API. I try to explain the way it's possible. I will try, guys. So let's close this, and then we're gonna start using real world, and it's gonna be interesting. So let's first of all let's close these ones. In the components, let's create the small context.js file. So in our context, we're gonna use the stateful. Okay, let's rename it info provider. Let's delete the export default and let's create a variable const, and we're gonna call it info context equal and react.create context. This is a method. We put the method inside the info context variable. So context API provide us provider and consumer. Provider provide us data, consumer consume the data. So to understand it, to be more clear, I'm gonna show you an example, simple example. So now we need to create our provider inside the return of our class. Okay, let's do this. Let's delete this div. Let's to create our provider, we're gonna use a variable info context and give it a provider. So info context, and if I put the dot, you see it suggests me what you're gonna create, consumer or provider. I'm gonna use provider in this case. So, and inside the provider, this goes, we have the info provider is a class, it's stateful component, so we need to give this dot props dot children. And why is the children? So let's first, and it's contain, you know, the parametered value, which contain all the data. For example, let me show you. Hello, data, not a data, data. Okay, so why is the children? So we're gonna wrap our highest component in the tree. So our highest component in the tree, it's an app.js, which contain all our like navbar. We can switch between the components, all the components. So it's a main component. So we need to wrap our main component inside the index.js in info context provider. Okay, before we do this, let's first create the consumer, and we're gonna continue. Const, we do it the same way. So I call it info consumer. You can, guys, you can call your variable wherever you like, not exactly info context, or like you can use any name you like. So I use for consumer info consumer, and I create already with a method create context. I'm gonna use info context, and it suggests me what provider or consumer. I need a consumer. All right. So I already created a consumer. So now we need to export our class with the name info provider, which return and render info context provider. So I need to export info provider and info consumer for consumer. So let's export first info provider and info consumer. All right, we're done for now with the context file. So let's go to our index.js, and now we need to import info provider so we can provide to all our children in the app the data. Let's go. Let's first import info provider. That's from context, it's until levels up. Yeah. Where is our context and the components? Yep. Okay, and let's create the component info provider, and let's wrap. Let's delete the comma and put in here. Let's save. That's it. So now we provide the data to all the components, to app and to all the children's, as you see, all the children's. So now what we're gonna do, how to get this data, how to get this value. So for example, inside the home, let's first of all, let's import consumer. So import info consumer from context. And now let's create our info consumer. Okay, to get the data with the consumer, always guys, always we use the function. We're gonna use sex function. I give the parameter data, create the function now. So you can give any name you like. You can give value, but in this case I give the name, the data, the parameter. Now we need to return, and let's, because it's string, we're gonna create h2, faster, and in here we need to give this parameter. So give it data. Let's save it. Let's see. Bam. Hello, I am data. Hello world. It doesn't matter. Like, no guys, it just show you. And as you see, we can give it the value, the name of parameter value, and also must here give the value. See? Yeah, no error. Okay guys, I hope I explained clearly, but if not, I'm sorry guys, I tried my best. So now we're gonna move to the next stage. We're gonna create info component where we're gonna map all our cards from our data. So guys, in the previous video I provide the files, all the files for the project. So it's important, you know, the data file with all our data. So if you can't download or something, guys, let me know down below the comments, so I can, you know, provide you with important files, pictures, and all the text. So you're not gonna spend the time, you know. You can create your own, you know, but just make the process faster. All right, let's move forward. Okay, let's first close the data.js index.js file. Okay, what we're gonna okay, no, we need the data. Sorry guys, I'm gonna show you something, guys. So what we need to import, so we have a variable place info with the array with the objects, and 2, 5, 6, yes, 6 items we have, and also we have reviews. So reviews contain the all our reviews. Let me show you now. Project, here we go. Inside we have reviews. It's contain all the data. So, and with the context API we display in here also map, about place, news, contact us, the contact form with a map. So everything we have in here, also with the image, because we have our folder with images in here, and we have all the images. So with the context API, we're gonna grab from here and we're gonna display. So guys, let's start, guys. What we need first, we need to import. First, we need to import the this variable, reviews variable, the detail info and news. Okay, let's do this. To do this, import first. Let's place info. I hope I spell correctly, like in data. So yeah, place info. Then we have the reviews, and then detail info and news. All right, from where we have 2 levels up, I guess. Data, yes, data here. Yeah, and let's read this one. So in our class, in our info provider, let's give a state. It's gonna be object, and we're gonna create for each, and first one info. It's gonna be for place info, and second one reviews. It's gonna be for the reviews. Third one detail info. You know, guys, you can call whatever you like. I just call this way now. I don't know. And detail info, and for the news. All right, so we get the our data from data file, and we put it in a state, and now we need to give it value in here. So how I said before, we're gonna keep our data in an object. So it's gonna be curly braces, one more time, curly braces, and in here we're gonna give the object. So we're gonna call info as we have the stateful component. So we need to do as usual, you know, like info this.state.info. So we, and the next one we have reviews. This.state.reviews, detail info, this.state.details info, and news, this.state.news. Yeah, and you know, we're gonna, guys, we have the other data, you know, like a header title ID, header subtitle, header text. So we're gonna put for now in here too. So in the description below, I will provide you with text, so you're gonna save your time. You're not gonna type all this stuff, you know. So I pause for now, and I'm gonna type, and we're gonna move on. All right. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create. Let's save the context. We're gonna create the one more component, and we're gonna put not in the pages, not in the layout, but just in the components folder, and we're gonna call it Info.js. All right, it's gonna be stateful. All right, let's got this one. Let's right away put in here info. Okay, so now we need to create our cards. Our cards, our cards, all the cards, and we need to, of course, consume it from the provider, the data, and we need to map it, you know. So let's do this. First of all, let's import consumer, info consumer from context, and okay, let's create the consumer for now. Info consumer, and gonna create the, okay, let's go to data. Okay, for now. Okay, let's create the variable. It's under render. It's const. Gonna be ID, then header, title. It's all from here, guys, where we have header title, header subtitle, blah blah blah. Header subtitle, header text, and image. All right, and we need to give it a values like this dot props, because we're gonna use like a prop. This dot props dot item. Why item, guys? I will show you a little bit later. You know, it's just don't try to understand why is an item, because we're gonna use it in the future. All right. Okay, now let's create our card inside our consumer. Okay, to do this, we're gonna create a div with the class call, then call large. For large, it's gonna be 4 columns and margin X, and we're gonna have outer, and margin bottom, I'm gonna give it 5. So we use bootstrap. If you remember, guys, we use in here the bootstrap. So it's bootstrap classes. So inside, let me close this and make it a little bit wider. Yes. Okay. The next div inside, we're gonna create the card class, bootstrap class, and let's give the style right away. Style and a double curly braces. It's gonna be width. I'm gonna use RAM because Bootstrap use RAM. I'm gonna use RAM. Okay, let's move on. Next, we're gonna create the image tag image, and with the class card image top, card image top. All right, for the source in the curly braces, we're gonna give the image source image, and for alt, let's create header title. Yep. And for now let's create the card body. Card body gonna be below the image, so it's gonna be div with bootstrap class card body, and inside the card body we're gonna create h3. Gonna call the class card title, and dash, and it's gonna be text uppercase case. And here we're gonna add our header title. Next gonna be our h5 with the class also card title, and here it's gonna be header subtitle. Okay, now let's go to the home component. Now we're gonna map through our data to get all the cards. Let's complete the project. Look, we're gonna child case. Okay, it's don't pay attention on this error. And all right, and let's create. Okay, let's make a space in here a little bit. First, we're gonna create the container. So inside the container, we're gonna create the row, and we'll give a margin top 5. All right, and let's put our consumer inside. Inside the row. All right. Now let's map, guys. First of all, let's import info from our info here, info component, and let's return it. So let's cut this one. Let's delete this one, and let's return val. We get a value. Yes, value dot info dot map, and let's create the function with the parameter item. You remember, guys? I told you before. Here's our item. So we have the property. So let's continue. Item. We'll give a parameter item, and we're gonna return our info component in here. Info, and we're gonna give a ID in JSX and React. It's called key with the item ID dot ID, and we're gonna return item. Alright, so what do we got? Line expected to send a function call instead expression. And I apologize, guys, the mistake was we need to return, so it's gonna be not curly braces, but let's cut this div. Yeah, let's cut and let's put inside the braces. Let's save. Let's see. Yep. So guys, as you see, we already, oh, where's our text? We forget the text. Okay. Yeah, I need to put the text in here. So it's gonna be a paragraph with the class card text, and we put the, let's see, header text. Let's copy this guy. I'm too lazy to type. Yep. Let's save. Yep. We got our card. So, but on a completed project, you see, here's we have the button. Here's we have button. So let's put the button. Now we need. We're gonna use the. If you remember, we use router link from React router DOM. So we can use the link for our button. We're gonna put it after paragraph, and let's add the link component. Yep. With the text, more info, and here let's give some attributes. Of course, we need to, when we click, we need to route to the, where it's gonna route? Details. Alright, so then we're gonna use details, and we're gonna give a class name. Let's put class and give it a class, because we need to style it. Need to style our button btn, then btn outline, and we're gonna use primary, as we use the bootstrap, and text uppercase. Alright, save it. Let's see. Yep, let's see in the big screen. Yep, guys, we have our cards displayed on a home page. News, contacts, and if we click on a more info, it's going to details. We're gonna do details page, news page, contact us page, guys, in the next video. So I will try, guys, do it in 2-3 days, I don't know, but as soon as possible I will, guys, gonna upload the video next, because it's exciting, huh, guys? Okay, so see you in the next videos, guys. If you like it, just hit the like button. If you hate, you know what to do, guys. Also, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to support the channel, brand new channel, and it's gonna be interesting. Okay, guys, see you in the next video.